day. Good night across this community. From the post office to Bridgecourt to Bel Air to St. Helens to Cottage to Groves to Paradise to Jericho to Roach Village to Bel Air behind here. Not going to forget a fellow. To Applewhits. The people of this community who has always supported the Barbados Labour Party. And we are coming tonight to let you give you even more reason why you need to stay home with the Barbados Labour Party and why you need to go in your numbers and vote for more. When we vote for more, we're voting for more of the best government in the Caribbean, the Barbados Labour Party. I don't intend to criticize the DLP candidate tonight because I feel for him. My heart pains for him. He is a young man, and people saying a good man. Man, there are good men all over the place. My partner Earl there is a good man. Anand is a good man. People in this community are good men, so there's no difference in me being good. All of you is a good man too. So, I don't bring the things to be a good man. Bring to be something of a man who's dedicated to the people of St. George North and has shown that dedication from the time he had the opportunity as a young person. That he has not shown. But I will tell you in my little time about the pain that he causes. But what really causes the concern is that the Democratic Labour Party believe they can take up anybody from St. George North and think that they can win a seat that belongs to us in the Barbados Labour Party. This is ours. We've worked hard for this under Glenn Clark. The amount of work that Glenn Clark has done in this constituency has been never done by anyone before. Yes. So don't think you can come and walk over here and think you can win a seat. I driving coming down the road earlier and see a big 40-foot container come up playing music. And somewhere in there hollering, Roach Village win, Applewhits win. You call me making mock sport. There's no way that they will ever win if it comes to that GH1 box joke. But I want to tell them about the Democratic Labour Party. And I want to say some good things about the Barbados Labour Party. Because I have to say good before I talk about the bad. We've solved problems in this country that the Democratic Labour Party could not solve. They had we've been in for 2.5 years. They had the South Coast Sewage Project going on for the problems with the South Coast Sewage Project going on for almost 3 years. And they had the capacity to solve them. Did not have the capacity. We've been in power 2.5 years. Do you hear anybody complain about the South Coast Sewage Project? Shout it out loud. I want the people in Roach Village to hear you. Do you hear anybody complain about the South Coast Sewage Project? Good. We had a problem in this country. And you could see the problem. It was created by the Democratic Labour Party. They refused to buy one truck for the Sanitation Service Authority. I said to y'all, I think it was last week, Sunday, at Sheffield, that recently a lady called the radio program and told David Ellis that she had not seen a truck in about 2 weeks. And David Ellis told her, well, that is out of the ordinary. Nobody don't call the program about that anymore. Because they don't. I want to hear who solved that problem in 2.5 years. The Barbados Labour Party, that is correct. And before the night is out, I am certain before the night is out, we can see one pass here. And we know about the TAP program, the Transport Augmentation Program, that provides for private people to make money in this country. Who came up with that program? Well, and I can leave the rest to talk with the rest. There's so much more. So much more. Even in housing, we are starting to go forward. Not a house built from 2012 to 2018. Not one. In the Housing Corporation, we are starting to build houses and to provide for the poor people in this country. with land at $5 per square foot. Right here in Barbados. And we're doing it in St. George too, at Todd's in St. George. This is a Barbados level party that cares and is a caring government under Mayor Amor Motley. We can't be sidetracked by the Dems at all. But I come to bring some breaking news too. The LP emerged recently from the had a conference. And a pretty thing. They had a conference and had the election. And out of it, no real leader came about. I like. There was no leader. She is not a leader. Does she have the capacity of Mayor Motley? Will she ever have the capacity of Mayor Motley? All right, let me be realistic. So, in Beijing terms, it's called she no real leader has come about. And all of a sudden, I am seeing some people coming out of the woodwork. People who should not even step up the face. But I will bring some information to you now that you have not heard before. There's a property over there, Vault Loose in St. George called in St. Thomas, called the Sanitation Service Headquarters. Want to know that? You know nobody is moving it yet. Nobody is moving it, but the Barbados Labour Party government has had to pay $9 million for it. It ain't worth $6 million per paper. But we've already paid $9 million for it. If that ain't economic rent, if that ain't grafting, call it what you made it. I call it corruption. But all of a sudden, you could see people coming from low, and where he's concerned, down low. And all of a sudden, he's surfacing after all this corruption. And I hide it from it. Because there's no way that for the next 10 years, I should go pay $2 million every year for that building. No one can use that building. Neither the staff, the administrative staff at Sanitation Service Authority, or no one. It was done under both arrangement. Build, operate, lease, transfer. And based on that, you want to tell me that you could sit down and recognize that the country would suffer when you're paying out that type of money for a building that isn't worth that much? Nobody has moved into it. And it is already costing the government. I want to get the facts. The Barbados Labour Party government paid $4,919,624 to cover the usage of that building between 2017, 2018, and up to 2019. This year, 2020, between April and March, we had to pay them $2,880,845. And for April to September, so it all paid up, we had to pay them $1,440,422.82. And yet, no one can use that building that was built by the Democrat Labour Party. But somewhere in there, they got steel. Enough steel. And some of them people who they putting in the steel now determine that they can come out and keep noise in St. George North. Do not let these people who have taken away from the welfare, who have taken away from the poor people, because as long as you take up government money and put it in your pocket, somebody else got to suffer. Therefore, don't let them come to your homes, rent them away. Don't let them walk around this community. This is our community that we've embraced and worked hard for. And we should not let them come in here after they fill up the pockets as they like. And then come to tell you that the Democrat Labour Party is on the rise. What rise what? I just hoping that as low as he is staying, with the type of million, so I just want to tell you, the building isn't worth $6 million. If it was finished completely, it still won't worth $6 million. But before we finish, we're going to pay more than $30 million for that building. And we have no control of it. Right now, I know that the Barbados Labour Party government wants to move operations into it. You know what we have to do? We have to take government funds of over $750 million to get it ready. But we can't send the poor contractor. I can't take up a poor contractor from here in Bridgecourt and send it. because of the arrangement. The same company that get the $2 million, now I got to carry $750,000 and give them to prepare the place for me so that I can get government agencies to move into it. That is not right. Not correct. When you could sit down and come up with an idea, I believe if you're raising $30 million for a building that costs less than $6 million, that obviously something going somewhere to someone. That means that people who are on welfare could not get welfare money. That means that people who were to get food through welfare could not get the food because the money going elsewhere. And we need to send a strong message to all of them in the Democratic Party. St. George North is not the place to walk. No more, because we're standing with more. I really can't seem to think why the Democratic Party think that they can jump up. Now, let me tell you something. I got a partner in Newbury, St. George. Yesterday, the candidate for the Democratic Party walked through Newbury and St. George. He was going to homes. Let's say he was canvassing. Not even going to get into discussion. When I go to this man's home, when you walk into this home, when you walk to the door, there's a big mirror that stands about 6 to 8 feet tall. The man told me that the Democratic Party candidate came to his door. He's trying to bring some issues to the candidate. And the candidate look in the mirror doing so. Look. Not interested in him at all. But that is the type of man that he is. Flashy. We know that is him. But not watch the man and the man in the crowd tonight. So I know if the guy telling a lie, he would tell you. He didn't tell me the lie. He's been my friend for many years and a member of the Barbados Party for even longer. So I know he wouldn't tell me that. But he wanted to entertain him in a discussion. But he would not take on the discussion. So that is what we are faced with. You can't tell me, because I can get to Tony too, but you can't tell me, I can't left yet. God tell me something about it. And this comes from one of my friends out there too, at George Street. Thank you, honey. From my friends at George Street. After they determined that it was going to be Floyd, they call him and tell him to come to George Street. Half hour later, they didn't see him. And when they call him, they tell him, man, I out here in Belleville rambling, man. I don't know where George Street is. And I tell you, look, when I talked to him Sunday night about Shirley, and he went to the Shirley's bar, you all thought he'd make him once, but that was the truth. And now I tell him that this is the truth. You bring a man that has never been a member of that party. Why you know he walking up with Glenn Clark? So I kind of lost when I heard his name called. I knew him walking with Glenn Clark. So I'm a little lost. But he see an opportunity. And you can't beat a man for seeing an opportunity and grabbing it. I just hope the opportunity don't kill him. I hope it don't destroy him. Because you can't come to St. George North, people, 3 times a week on a platform and reading. And then when you get to words that you don't know, you stop for 30 seconds and then going on. You can't do that. The people of St. George North want someone in Parliament who can speak for them and who can represent them. I ain't going to tell them about Tony when it comes to speaking. She probably has showed a little too hard, but she got there and she's system, you see. It's in her blood. I want you to know that I want to get back to them strong and then because Glenn started a project out here that was to create safety for the people from Market Hill all down to Flat Rock. We were supposed to do sidewalks. You remember that? Glenn and the Barbados Party went to the power in 2008. Up to now, after 10 years, we're there, we're in charge and at large. We now have a situation where we still have to come within the next 2 years and to make sure that people can walk safely along this road right down to Flat Rock to finish those sidewalks. That should not be. Whenever they come to your door, you live in this community, ask them that question. Because your children and your grandchildren has walked that road to go to school at Cupid more. Do not be sidetracked by the Democrat Labour Party. And I have some people out there too, I want to get to this, calling my name and saying that them is seeing me, so I ain't supporting my candidate. Man, look, I love the Boris Labour Party here. Man, to me, the Boris Labour Party is like a woman. Sometimes she treat me sweet, sometimes she treat me wrong. But when it is all done, it is still my party. Still got my heart embedded in the Boris Labour Party. Understand it? So don't come to me thinking, and really, I can leave Tony to tell her what the situation with her and I, what we are together as a family. I will leave it to her to share with you. I will not share that. But I just want you to know that I will walk the breadth and width of this constituency with Tony Moore to make sure she becomes the representative of St. George North after November the 11th. I will come to your homes. I will come to your homes in Sweetville. I will come back to Ashbury. I will come to Applewitz, where I've always gone for Glen, Road Village, I've always gone for Glen, Bel Air, and I've always gone to Glen to make sure that I can get your support. It is not about me, it's about Tony Moore, a woman who is proud of what she stands for, working class people, people like you and I. She will get to know you. If you do not know her up to this time in this community, believe me, it is long enough that she will get to know, and some of you she will not, because you may not be home when she passes. But understand that she has you and your care and your issues at heart. She will work for you in this community. She will look after you. Don't let the Dems come and tell you the nonsense. And people keep telling me that there are 6 people running in this constituency. I was a little shocked, but I read today somewhere that there are actually 6 people running in the constituency. I don't know how we're going to entertain all of them at one house. But please try. Or tell them stand at your door. But the fact remains, whenever your time comes, know what this government has done within the 2.5 years it has been in power. And based on that, go to the polls in your numbers. I always say in St. George North, the Barbados Labour Party has a base. And I want that base to go out and to make sure that it's Tony Moore. More now than ever. People, this is a serious election. This election, the Barbados Labour Party will use it to gauge how we are doing within the communities of Barbados and the diaspora too. We need you not to stay home on November the 11th saying, man, somebody can win. You got to get out and make sure there's more. She's going to give you value for your money, more value. We are in a difficult time in this country. You and I know that. I want you to understand that this government is trying. You can see it trying. They're being creative and creating ideas to make sure that we can keep people. Look at what we are doing now in the tourism sector. That has to be creative. Where you, although you know you can't find work for the people, you're bringing them to work and paying them a part of their salary. That is what the Barbados Labour Party is going to do. We want to make sure that the economy keeps running. As an economist, I am very proud of the fact that we are being creative as a government. But I want you within listening ear, and I want you to know well that it's time to make sure as you walk the road, as you go through the valleys, because St. George is a valley too, that you know that there's only one way to go, and that is more